What up, what up? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful Thursday evening. Definitely appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're actually waiting right now for the Papa-in-Chief to do his presidential address to the nation. Yes, sir. I'm right on it, Mr. Unspecified. Welcome to the show, sir. You're already reading my mind. We're waiting on Papa-in-Chief to get his diaper changed so he can come on out there and bask us with his presence, you know what I'm saying? Thank you guys for being here. I definitely appreciate y'all. Oh, here he goes.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. We're facing an inflection point in history. One of those moments where the decisions we make today are going to determine the future for decades to come. That's what I'd like to talk with you about tonight. You know, early this morning I returned from Israel. They tell me I'm the first American president to travel there during the war. I met with the Prime Minister and members of his cabinet. And most movingly, I met with Israelis who had personally lived through horrific horror of the attack by Hamas on the 7th of October. More than 1,300 people slaughtered in Israel, including at least 32 American citizens. Scores of innocents, from infants to the elderly grandparents, Israelis, Americans taken hostage. As I told the families of Americans being held captive by Hamas, we're pursuing every avenue to bring their loved ones home. As president, there is no higher priority for me than the safety of Americans held hostage. The terrorist group Hamas unleashed pure, unadulterated evil in the world. But sadly, the Jewish people know perhaps better than anyone that there is no limit to the depravity of people when they want to inflict pain on others. In Israel, I saw people who are strong, determined, resilient, and also angry, in shock and in deep, deep pain. I also spoke with President Abbas, the Palestinian Authority, and reiterated that the United States remains committed to the Palestinian people's right to dignity and to self-determination. The actions of Hamas terrorists don't take that right away. Like so many other, I'm heartbroken by the tragic loss of Palestinian life, including the explosion at the hospital in Gaza, which was not done by the Israelis. We mourn every innocent life lost. We can't ignore the humanity of innocent Palestinians who only want to live in peace and have an opportunity. You know, the assault on Israel echoes nearly 20 months of war, tragedy, and brutality inflicted on the people of Ukraine, people that were very badly hurt since Putin launched his all-out invasion. We've not forgotten the mass graves, the bodies found bearing signs of torture, rape used as a weapon by the Russians, and thousands of Ukrainian children forcibly taken into Russia, stolen from their parents. It's sick. Hamas and Putin represent different threats, but they share this in common. They both want to completely annihilate a neighboring democracy, completely annihilate it. Hamas' stated purpose for existing is the destruction of the state of Israel and the murder of Jewish people. Hamas does not represent the Palestinian people. Hamas uses Palestinian civilians as human shields, and innocent Palestinian families are suffering greatly because of them. Meanwhile, Putin denies Ukraine has or ever had real statehood. He claims the Soviet Union created Ukraine. And just 2 weeks ago, he told the world that if the United States and our allies withdraw, and if the United States withdraw, our allies will as well, military support for Ukraine would have, quote, a week left to live, but we're not withdrawing. I know these conflicts can seem far away, and it's natural to ask, why does this matter to America? So let me share with you why making sure Israel and Ukraine succeed is vital for America's national security. You know, history has taught us that when terrorists don't pay a price for their terror, when dictators don't pay a price for their aggression, they cause more chaos and death and more destruction. They keep going, and the cost and the threats to America and the world keep rising. So if we don't stop Putin's appetite for power and control in Ukraine, he won't limit himself just to Ukraine. Putin's already threatened to remind, quote, remind Poland that their Western land was a gift from Russia. One of his top advisors, a former president of Russia, has called Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania Russia's Baltic provinces. These are all NATO allies. For 75 years, NATO has kept peace in Europe and has been the cornerstone of American security. And if Putin attacks a NATO ally, we will defend every inch of NATO which the treaty requires and calls for. We'll have something that we do not seek. Make it clear, we do not seek. We do not seek to have American troops fighting in Russia or fighting against Russia. Beyond Europe, we know that our allies, and maybe most importantly our adversaries and competitors, are watching. They're watching our response in Ukraine as well. And if we walk away and let Putin erase Ukraine's independence, would-be aggressors around the world would be emboldened to try the same. The risk of conflict and chaos could spread in other parts of the world, in the Indo-Pacific, in the Middle East, especially in the Middle East. Iran is supporting Russia in Ukraine, and it's supporting Hamas and other terrorist groups in the region, and will continue to hold them accountable, I might add. The United States and our partners across the region are working to build a better future for the Middle East. One where the Middle East is more stable, better connected to its neighbors, and through innovative projects like the India-Middle East-Europe Rail Corridor that I announced this year at the summit of the world's biggest economies. More predictable markets, more employment, less rage, less grievances, less war when connected. It benefits the people, it would benefit the people of the Middle East and would benefit us. American leadership is what holds the world together. American alliances are what keep us, America, safe. American values are what make us a partner that other nations want to work with. To put all that at risk, if we walk away from Ukraine, if we turn our backs on Israel, it's just not worth it. That's why tomorrow I'm going to send to Congress an urgent budget request to fund America's national security needs, to support our critical partners, including Israel and Ukraine. It's a smart investment that's going to pay dividends for American security for generations. Help us keep American troops out of harm's way. Help us build a world that is safer, more peaceful, more prosperous for our children and grandchildren. In Israel, we must make sure that they have what they need to protect their people today and always. The security package I'm sending to Congress and asking Congress to do is an unprecedented commitment to Israel's security that will sharpen Israel's qualitative military edge, which we've committed to, the qualitative military edge. We're going to make sure Iron Dome continues to guard the skies over Israel. We're going to make sure other hostile actors in the region know that Israel is stronger than ever and prevent this conflict from spreading. Look, at the same time, President Netanyahu and I discussed again yesterday the critical need for Israel to operate by the laws of war. That means protecting civilians in combat as best as they can. The people of Gaza urgently need food, water, and medicine. Yesterday, in discussions with the leaders of Israel and Egypt, I secured an agreement for the first shipment of humanitarian assistance from the United Nations to Palestinian civilians in Gaza. If Hamas does not divert or steal these shipments, we're going to provide an opening for sustained delivery of life-saving humanitarian assistance for the Palestinians. As I said in Israel, as hard as it is, we cannot give up on peace. We cannot give up on a two-state solution. Israel and Palestinians equally deserve to live in safety, dignity, and peace. You know, and here at home, we have to be honest with ourselves. In recent years, too much hate has given too much oxygen, fueling racism, the rise of anti-Semitism, and Islamic phobia, right here in America. It's also intensified in the wake of recent events that led to the horrific threats and attacks that both shock us and break our hearts. On October 7th, terror attacks have triggered deep scars and terrible memories in the Jewish community. Today, Jewish families worried about being targeted in school, wearing symbols of their faith walking down the street, or going out about their daily lives. And I know many of you in the Muslim American community, the Arab American community, the Palestinian American community, and so many others are outraged and hearted, saying to yourselves, here we go again with Islamophobia and distrust we saw after 9/11. Just last week, a mother was brutally stabbed. A little boy, here in the United States, a little boy who just turned 6 years old was murdered in their home outside of Chicago. His name was Wadiha, a proud American, a proud Palestinian American family. We can't stand by and stand silent when this happens. We must, without equivocation, denounce anti-Semitism. We must also, without equivocation, denounce Islamophobia. And to all you hurting, those of you hurting, I want you to know I see you. You belong. And I want to say this to you. You're all America. You're all American. This is in a moment, in moments like these, when fear and suspicion, anger and rage run hard, that we have to work harder than ever to hold on to the values that make us who we are. We're a nation of religious freedom, freedom of expression. We all have a right to debate and disagree without fear of being targeted in schools or workplaces or in our communities. We must renounce violence and vitriol. See each other not as enemies, but as fellow Americans. When I was in Israel yesterday, I said that when America experienced the hell of 9/11, we felt enraged as well. While we sought and got justice, we made mistakes. So I cautioned the government of Israel not to be blinded by rage. In Congress, to make sure we can continue to send Ukraine the weapons they need to defend themselves and their country without interruption, so Ukraine can stop Putin's brutality in Ukraine. They are succeeding. When Putin invaded Ukraine, he thought he would take Kyiv and all of Ukraine in a matter of days. Well, over a year later, Putin has failed, and he continues to fail. Kyiv still stands because of the bravery of the Ukrainian people. Ukraine has regained more than 50% of the territory Russian troops once occupied, backed by U.S.-led coalition of more than 50 countries around the world, all doing its part to support Kyiv. What would happen if we walked away? We are the essential nation. Meanwhile, Putin has turned to Iran and North Korea to buy attack drones and ammunition to terrorize Ukrainian cities and people. From the outset, I've said, I will not send American troops to fight in Ukraine. All Ukraine is asking for is help for the weapons, munitions, the capacity, the capability to push invading Russian forces off their land, and the air defense system to shoot down Russian missiles before they destroy Ukrainian cities. Let me be clear about something. we send Ukrainian equipment sitting in our stockpiles. And when we use the money allocated by Congress, we use it to replenish our own stores, our own stockpiles with new equipment. Equipment that defends America and is made in America. Patriot missiles for air defense batteries, made in Arizona. Artillery shells manufactured in 12 states across the country, in Pennsylvania, Ohio, Texas, and so much more. You know, just as in World War II, today patriotic American workers are building the arsenal of democracy and serving the cause of freedom. Let me close with this. Earlier this year, I boarded Air Force One for a secret flight to Poland. There I boarded a train with blacked out windows for a 10-hour ride each way to Kyiv, to stand with the people of Ukraine ahead of the one-year anniversary of their brave fight against Putin. I'm told I was the first American to enter a war zone not controlled by the United States military since President Lincoln. With me was just a small group of security personnel and a few advisors. But when I exited that train and met President Zelensky, I didn't feel alone. I was bringing with me the idea of America, the promise of America, to the people who are today fighting for the same things we fought for 250 years ago: freedom, independence, self-determination. And as I walked through Kyiv with President Zelensky, with air raid sirens sounding in the distance, I felt something I've always believed, more strongly than ever before. America is a beacon to the world. Still. Or as my friend Madeleine Albright said, the indispensable nation. Tonight there are innocent people all over the world who hope because of us, who believe in a better life because of us, who are desperate not to be forgotten by us, and are waiting for us. But time is of the essence. I know we have our divisions at home. We have to get past them. We can't let petty, partisan, angry politics get in the way of our responsibility as a great nation. We cannot and will not let terrorists like Hamas and tyrants like Putin win. I refuse to let that happen. In moments like these, we have to remember who we are. We are the United States of America. The United States of America. And there is nothing beyond our capacity if we do it together. My fellow Americans, thank you for your time. May God bless you all, and may God protect our troops.
Dude, I'm surprised he made it through that shit. Wow. What the hell? So I guess we're going to, they're going to be boots on the ground. Every time he says that he's not going to do something, they ended up doing it. He says, I already said I'm not going to put troops on the ground in Ukraine. Well, here we go. I'm pretty sure they're going to be in there. Boots on the ground. Boots and shirts and boots and shirts and boots and shirts. Do-do-do. Welcome to the show, everybody. What a way to kick off the show. Oh, Sleepy Jojo. What the hell? What's up, Antony's in the house? Randoms in the house. Did I see Anthony just then? Yeah, I did. Anthony. Sonia's in the house. Sonia, unspecified, was the first one kicking the door down. Make sure you guys hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I definitely appreciate y'all. Do. Come on, bro. Give me 1 second here. We here. I appreciate y'all being here. I don't get it, man. Like, what was the need for the big announcement? That was pretty much the same thing he mumbled through earlier today, yesterday, the day before. Every time he gives a speech, it's the same shit, basically. Cyber Chick's in the house. What's up, Cyber Chick? Appreciate everybody being here. Let's get this thing started. What the heck? Give me 1 second. Like a rusty old bike. I don't know how to ride this thing. Make sure you guys head over to rebelwithoutareason.com to get all your fun merchandise. You're also going to link to the show over there. Click on that beast right there. It'll take you right to the show in case you ever get lost and they try to hide the show from y'all. They do that sometimes. Make sure you invest in some of that T24 wear over there to support your boy. They got him hemmed up. Got to show your support. All kind of trumpety-dumpety stuff over there. Get that Rebel Without a Reason shirt right there as well. Pimp that around town. Get people asking you questions about what you're wearing. At rebelwithoutareason.com. Thank y'all so much. Let's get this thing started here. Where to go first? Might as well kick it off the right way. Shout out to Andy No for this story. 2 far left trans non-binary activists who work as special education teachers in Hamco schools in Tennessee. This is in Chattanooga, by the way. ABL need to get on top of this. They were caught by police for alleged sex crimes. They allegedly ran a prostitution business and were found with an illegal firearm and drug paraphernalia during an undercover sting. Ezra Fry and David Acevedo were criminally cited. Let's watch this. Let's read this thing. Get out of here. Couple winners right there. Which one you... Everybody take a guess. Take a guess. Who is who and who is what? 2 Tennessee substitute elementary school teachers, wow, have been busted for moonlighting as prostitutes following an undercover operation undertaken by law enforcement. Both 22-year-old Ezra Fry and 25-year-old David Acevedo worked in the Hamilton County School District, which includes Chattanooga as well as areas to the east and north. I know, right, Sonya? It's always in the news. Always, every time, always. Tennessee's always in the news for something. These weirdos. I'm surprised this is in Chattanooga, honestly. It's a very touristy town, you know what I mean? It's, back this up so we can all read it. It's a very touristy type town, you know. It's a family-oriented type situation down there, but they infiltrate everywhere, dude. According to ABC 9, Fry and Acevedo were caught in late August when Chattanooga police narcotics and vice detectives posed as potential customers. The pair were contacted by an officer via an illicit prostitution website, which would probably be like Backpage, probably Craigslist, one of those websites where you do those types of things. And they organized a session. Fry and Acevedo told the undercover officer that they would charge $150 and explained in detail everything they were and weren't willing to do for that price. The couple noted that while they normally conduct business at customers' homes, this time they do the deed at theirs. When the officer showed up, Fry led him to a bedroom at the back of the house and took the money. Dude, could you imagine? We're going to go through some photos. Could you imagine being the police officer having to put on the face that you're going to come over here and do something with these weirdos? Got to go all the way to the back bedroom. I'd be nervous, man. What union do they belong to? I have no idea, dude. Alien, what's up, Alien? Welcome to the show. Hey, Alien, I was watching something today, the Y-Files. I know we talked about that several times before. I'm not sure if you were here for that. Do you watch those shows on YouTube, the Y-Files? If you don't, you should check that channel out. I think you'd really like it. They do a lot of alien stuff. They do conspiracies, ancient artifacts, time travel, all kind of cool stuff. Sonia said, I see these teachers at my kid's school when he was in school and I'm losing my damn mind on the spot. Exactly. We're going to go through some photos. I'm going to give you the whole deal. Give you everything you want. Everything? Everything. When the officers showed up, took him to the back bedroom and took the money. At that point, the officer revealed his true identity and arrested both him and Acevedo. According to a police report, officers found a large amount of drug paraphernalia and a .22 caliber rifle nearby. During questioning, the pair told officers that they are special education teachers even at Woodmore Elementary and Calvin Donaldson Elementary. So they worked at two separate schools. You think that's an accident? These infiltrators try to get into schools? Oh, sweet. You do watch it? Sweet. Cool. They claim they have to do prostitution or they will starve, with Fry admitting that he'd been engaging in the practice for several years as an extra way to earn money gross. And then they said, I don't care. I get my voice thing.
I don't care. Everybody's seeing my private parts.
I don't know what they said. They filled it in, private parts right there. It could have been anything. Could have been a Frank, could have been the bun. I don't know. They did the top surgery, though. I wonder if they did the bottom. Fry and Acevedo were issued misdemeanor citations for unlawful drug paraphernalia, prostitution, or promoting prostitution, unlawful possession of a firearm, and simple possession. Misdemeanor citations for all those things? None of that was a felony. Wow. Or the combination of all those wouldn't equal a felony? How does the law work? I don't know. Both substitute teachers worked for Education Management and Staffing Solutions, a contracting firm that helps fulfill staffing needs in the district. According to Hamilton County Schools spokesman Steve Dormus, Fry has not worked in the district since August when the bust took place. Did they fire this fool or what happened? They just didn't show up? According to the Chattanooga Times Free Press, Fry came under fire earlier this year after photos circulated on social media of the teacher in East Ridge Elementary School wearing a dress, with the post stating that Fry asked students to call him Mr. Mrs. Fry told the outlet in an interview, I'm a non-binary... I'm going to get in my thing.
I'm a non-binary person and I keep my gender out of my job. Obviously, this whole thing is blown up because people think I am.
Fry's Instagram states that the teacher is a rabid queer, gender anarchist, college dropout, tortured artist, consistently overheated, Nero spicy rat. Is that who you want teaching your kids stuff, man? I can't get down with it. Photos feature Fry in various dresses. Fry and Acevedo's July 2022 wedding, as well as a post celebrating the anniversary of getting a mastectomy, showing off the scars after the surgery.
This is 5 days late and slightly old picture. But happy belated birthday to my chest. It seems like forever ago. And I also yesterday that I got the lucky enough to take this step and become even more comfortable in my own skin. I'm so glad I was privileged enough to have support of my family and the resources to get this done. Also, shout out to Dr. Beck for doing a 10 out of 10 job.
That was the Instagram post. And here are the photos of the lovely couple here. You can guess who's who. I'll let you take the leap and see if you can guess who is who in this situation. Acevedo's Instagram account states that the teacher is a trans, disabled, queer, Puerto Rican ex-ed teacher. Yes, you're exactly right, Sonia. There are two brides, except one is a man. What a mess. And one wants to be a man. They do look horrible. To each their own, man. If you found somebody that loved the stank on you, get on it. Is this fashionable right here? I'm not a fashionista. These outfits are cosplay, or is this a real thing? I don't get it. It ain't for me. You do you, boo. I might have to put up this warning content on these pictures, man. Look at these two. Lovely couple. Look at the chest hair on this young lady. Holy moly. Got the baby carriage on the arm right here. Tattoo of the baby carriage on the arm. Wild, son. Wow. We live in, it's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. I need to, man, I got so many clips I need to do. I already got it wrote down from last week. Yeah, from Tuesday. So I can zoom in to what all these tattoos are. Is that like a jellyfish or a squid head? Them leg hairs, though, son. Look at them leg hairs. Got the CNI Dorito on your leg. I mean, all positive decisions so far. Real pimps do what now? What does this say right here? Vaginas, Virginians, virgins for wiener. I'm just assuming that's what this says back here. I can't be for sure. I just want to know, when is this one going to enter the Miss Universe pageant? We definitely got a winner for sure. Winner, chicken dinner. Winner, throw up your chicken dinner. Give me some of that. Fantastic. I love it, dude. Be you. Be all you can be. Yeah, that is like the top of the eye pyramid with the top hat. Yeah. The CNI Dorito. I don't know what that means in symbolism. Wild and wacky out here in this world nowadays. So they got busted for doing prostitution stuff. I mean, here's the scars. I mean, these are our best and brightest right here, ladies and gentlemen. It's like old goth style, but to the 10th power, you know what I mean? Damaged. Here's a funny meme. If you're ugly and weird, put they, them on it. It makes everything all right. Sonia, you're funny. The things I refuse to wear when I gain a few pounds, yet look at him in this dainty white dress. Hey, he's living his best life out there, fearless. Get that tattoo that says fearless on there. I cut my titties off. I don't give a damn. If this was truly real, why wouldn't they get a dress that fits? It's called tailored. I don't think they have that concept. I don't think they have that concept, dude. Well, some do. Well, it's hard to keep track with these fools because, you know, the bag man, he stole somebody's luggage. He said, fuck going to a tailor. I'll make my own shit. Yeah, I got a tailor, all right. A lady that designs her own dresses. I'll take it. Make it my own. Let's check out some road rage.
Basically, she backed up into him, and then he didn't move because he hasn't moved yet, and then she backed in.
Oh my God. Got him again. What would you guys do in this situation?
Why are you going behind my car? You're hitting me! Behind my car. You broke my car! You broke my car!
Do you have your car? Call the police. Call it. Hurry up. Oh my God, hold on.
So get out of the way, dude.
I can't. Sir, you need to move!
Messing it up. Oh, get out of the way, dude.
Get away from my car! Get away from my car!
Hello, there's an incident in the parking lot at Target.
I mean, you got lots of witnesses.
In Frisco.
The bumper hanging off. Bumper hanging off there, straight hanging off. I hope she had insurance. Hope he had insurance. Did y'all see this story? The MAGA Twitter troll, he got 7 years for prison election interference for a meme that he did 5 years ago about Hillary Clinton's campaign. I think it was like 6 days after Joe Biden got elected and got in office. They filed charges on this guy. But yeah, this guy here, Rochester man, gets 180 days in jail for raping girls. Victims were between 4 and 9 years old at the time. There's no moving on or getting over it, one of them said in the court. But he gets 180 days for actually doing physical assaults to people, and you make some fucking memes and you ask it 7 years. I don't get it, man. I do not get it. And they just keep letting people out over and over and over and over. What up, Fonzie? Fonzie's in the house. Hey. Oh, SC Wolverine like my shirt. Thank you, sir. Got my trigger finger, itchy trigger finger gun size. Get that from Grunt Style. Check them out, Grunt Style. They got cool stuff. It's military owned. It's military geared. Clothing and whatnot. Let's go to Mark Dice. He's doing a on the street type interview thing. He's going to ask people, what would you rather have? A free coin, which is 1 ounce of gold, a 1 ounce gold coin, or $20. Let's see how they do.
If I were to offer you this free 1 ounce gold coin or free $20, what would you rather have?
$20?
$20? Well, it's your lucky day today. Or my lucky day today, actually.
I'll take a 20.
Oh, you take a 20?
Yeah.
You don't want the gold?
No.
No? What are you gonna do with the 1 ounce gold coin,
I
right?
can't put it in the parking meter.
Can't put it in the parking meter?
No.
All right, well, if I were to offer you a free 1 ounce gold coin or $10, which would you rather have?
Probably $10.
Probably $10. All right, well, congratulations. You're a big winner today. Yeah.
$10.
Oh, $10? Oh, well, congratulations.
Okay.
Thank you for choosing unwisely.
Yeah. Well, how much is that gold coin worth?
Well, if you were to bring it into this coin shop over here, I mean, it just depends on the day, but today, I haven't checked in a while, but probably $1,800.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it too late to trade?
Yeah. You made your decision.
All right, next time.
Next time. Well, we'll meet you next time.
It depends on how much the maple leaf coin is worth.
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, you're not going to tell
No.
me? I just have to choose. I take the $10.
Well, you take the $10. Think that's worth a little bit more than the maple leaf, you
I
think?
don't know, but I can use the $10 right now.
You could use the $10 right now.
Right?
What I've heard so far from all these people is they're very impulsive. They want that fix right now, right now, right now. They say, well, I can use it right now. I can do stuff with it right now instead of taking just a little bit of effort, maybe a little bit of research, or just valuing the coin for what it is. Some people are coin collectors, though. You know what I mean?
What are you going to do with a 1 ounce maple leaf gold coin?
I don't know.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right.
I will do the $10.
You'll do the $10. You just because it's the Canadian, you don't want any Canadian gold coins?
Because I can just go buy something right now with the $10.
Okay. All right. You can. Or you could have went in this coin shop over here and sold this gold coin to them for $1,800 cash, but you didn't decide. You made the wrong decision.
I do that a lot.
You do that a lot. If I were to offer you a free 1 ounce gold coin or $10, which would you rather have?
I would have $10.
Oh, you would rather have $10? Just no need for a 1 ounce gold coin?
I mean, there's always a need, but what I do with it?
I'd rather have the $10.
Or you would rather have the $10? Well, congratulations. It's your lucky day today. Or my lucky day today, actually. You'll figure it out someday. Thank you. Congratulations.
Damn, I don't know.
I think the easy choice is $5, but now I'm wondering if that's actually more
I don't know the
valuable.
price of gold.
Gold
But
is
$5 to
gold
buy
is-
me a beer. I don't even know what the right answer would be.
No, you don't.
Well, this is California, so we probably shouldn't expect too much, but subscribe to my channel if you're new here and check back on a regular basis.
Yeah, make sure y'all follow Mark Dice over there on Twitter and on YouTube. He's funny as hell. He's got all kind of stuff. Smart guy. He's got a new book coming out too, November the 7th, I believe. He wants to try to get it on Amazon's bestseller list because they always try to block shit all the time. So I might buy that beast when it comes out. Just to help a brother out. And get educated. He's smart. I know I don't have nothing to do with Canada, but here's the new guy that's about to go up against Trudeau. And watch this slimy ass reporter try to trick him up on questions, and he ain't having it. Look at the look at the look on his face already. This is funny as hell, actually. Let's watch this. He tries to trip him up several times, but he ain't having it.
On the topic, I mean, in terms of your sort of strategy currently, you're obviously taking the populist pathway.
What does that mean?
well, appealing to people's more emotional levels, I would guess. I mean,
What do you mean by that?
certainly
Give me an
you tap very strong ideological language quite frequently.
Like what?
Left wing, this and that, right wing. I mean, it's that type of ideological spectrum.
I never really talk about left or right.
Anyways, a lot
I
of
don't
people
really believe in that.
Okay, a lot of people would say that you're simply taking a page out of the Donald Trump book.
Like which people would say that?
Well, I'm sure a great many Canadians, but
like who?
I don't know who, but
well, you're the one who asked the question, so
yeah.
You must know somebody.
Okay, I'm sure there's some out there, but anyways, the point of this question is, I mean, why should Canadians trust you with their vote, given not just the sort of ideological inclination in terms of taking the page out of Donald Trump's book, but
what are you
also
talking about? What page? What page? Can you give me a page? Give me the page. You keep saying
in terms of turning things quite dramatically in terms of Trudeau and the left wing and all of this. I mean, you make quite a it's quite a play that you make on it. So I'm
not
just
sure.
Wondering.
I don't know what your question is.
Then forget that. Why should Canadians trust you with their vote?
Common sense. Okay. Common sense for a change. We're going to make common sense common in this country. We don't have any common sense in the current government. The guy prints $600 billion, grows our money supply by 32% in 3 years. That's growing the money 8 times faster than the economy. No wonder we have the worst inflation in 4 decades. I'm going to cap spending, cut waste, so that we can balance the budget and bring down inflation and interest rates. You'll want to be able to pay your mortgage again? You want to be able to afford rent? Then you have to vote for Pierre Poilievre, because I'm the only one with a common sense plan that will bring back the buying power of your paycheck.
Boom, there you go right there. Talking about a page out of Donald Trump's playbook. Bitch, give me the page. Stupid ass questions. And then when you trap them up on it, they're like, well, just forget about that question then. No, motherfucker, you want to ask me a stupid ass question? Let's do it. What page? What an idiot. What an idiot. Yeah, let's do some true crime news right quick. Do y'all remember the Natalie Holloway case? Back in the day, this was 2005. The Aruba, the young lady that went missing in Aruba, and they said Johan Vandersloot was the guy that did it. Everybody thought he did it for a long time. They couldn't get the evidence that they needed. On and off with charges. But he finally confessed to killing her. Joran Vandersloot full confession reveals he kicked Natalie Holloway in the head and crushed her face with a cinder block when she refused his sexual advances on the beach in Aruba in May 2005. He dragged her body into the ocean and pushed her out into the sea. He then walked home. So here's the transcripts from the following is a transcript of portion of a recorded interview of Joran Vandersloot, which will be JVDS. This portion is from the timestamp 2143 to 2548. JVDS's attorney, Kevin Butler, is interviewing him during this portion. In the event any discrepancies are perceived between the original tape recording and the transcript, the recording will be the final authority. Vandersloot says, plus, she asked to go back to her hotel, but I was just trying to get dropped off a little bit further away from her hotel so we could walk back to her hotel, and I might still get a chance to be with her. Then the attorney Butler says, okay, this is what I was hoping for. Okay, so what happens? Yeah, the Deepak drops me off at another place, a little right of the Marriott Hotel, known as the Fisherman's Huts. This place is not far from, the next hotel is the Marriott, and the next hotel after that is another Marriott, which is a timeshare. Then it's the Holiday Inn. We walk along the beach. The attorney asks him, all right, do you, Deepak and Satish, get out, come with? What happens? And remember, he had a couple friends with him too. They were all in on this thing together. Everybody thought that they did it together. Yeah, I think he was just another tourist on vacation there. I think he might have actually lived there. Then he says, no, Deepak and Satish leave. They leave. They go back to their home. I assume they go back to their home. They get into their car and leave. Actually, with Natalie walking along the beach, find a space before we can get to the Marriott Hotel, where I lay her down. We lay down together in the sand and we start kissing each other. I start getting her to kiss me again. We start kissing each other and start to feel her up again. And she tells me no. She tells me she doesn't want me to fill her up. I insist. I keep filling her up either way. And she knees me. She ends up kneeing me in the crotch. Good job. When she knees me in the crotch, I get up on the beach and I kick her extremely hard in the face. Yeah, she's laying down. Get to the next one here. This one's a little bit bigger. It says unconscious, possibly even dead, but definitely unconscious. And I see right next to her, there's a huge cinder block laying on the beach. When you say cinder block, I'm looking at walls in this place. It's like those. Yeah, exact same cinder blocks. Like what we would call in the South, my dad would say it's a brick old block. You know what I mean? It's a cinder block. That's heavy as hell. If you get that dropped on your face, man, what a horrible way to die. He says, I take this and I smash her head with it completely. Yeah, her face basically, it collapses in. Even though it's dark, I can see her face is collapsed in. Afterwards, I don't know exactly, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I decided to take her, put her into the ocean. So I grab her and half pull and half walk her into the ocean. And I push her off. I walk up into my knees into the ocean and push her off into the ocean, into the sea. After that, I get out and walk home. Wow. Wow, what a psycho, dude. And I don't think they ever even found her body, did they? Or did they find it later? I can't remember. Sonia said, oh my God, I kicked her in the face. Had to hurt like hell. And then he also used a cinder block. Yeah, that's crazy, man. It's crazy. Just because you say no to somebody. I mean, you got to protect yourself at all times, ladies. He looked like a creep too, and he was bigger than her. You know what I mean? Like, you're already outweighing this lady. I don't know why she was with him by herself. I mean, even having a friend with you, it can get kind of suspect, but at least he confessed, and he got, I think I saved it on here. Nancy Grace actually talked about it there for a second. Yeah, I'm not sure if he was drunk or not. Possibly. Oh, you looked it up? Okay. Let me know what you find out. Sonia's getting us the facts for it right quick. She says Holloway's body has never been found. In 2012, a judge signed an order declaring her legally dead. 5 years after Holloway's death, Vandersloot killed a Peruvian woman. Oh, wow. 21-year-old Stephanie Flores. So after he killed her, he killed another woman. Yeah, just because she said no, got his feelings hurt. He was trying to take it anyway, but she kicked him in his sack, boy. I was like, oh, welcome home, motherfucker. Oh, damn. At least she got one in on him, you know? Yeah. That is funny, Anthony. While Sonia's finding that, let's go watch this video of these Just Stop Oil fools. They try to stop this big truck, but he ain't having it. If you sit down in front of it, he has no choice but to stop it. Yeah, watch what they do now. They run a little further in front of this truck now. Everyone sit down. Sit on your ass. There's no way he's going to go forward and run me ass over. You better get out of the way. Look. Here they come. Oh my God.
Oh my God, stop, please stop. Why are you going forward?
Oh shit, dude. I love watching them get their ass handed to them. Keep rolling forward, homeboy. You got it. They ain't that stupid. Look at this motherfucker trying to be Spider-Man rolling on the ground. You about to be a speed bump, stupid. I mean, would they be even legally liable for that if somebody accidentally fell down and they went over them once? Boom, boom. I mean, you're in a public street. They'll just run your ass over. I don't get it. Sonia sent me that one. Give me 1 second. Oh, so he admitted to that murder too. So on January 11th, 2012, shout out to Sonia for giving us the update on that. Thank you. Johan Vandersloot, longtime suspect in the unsolved 2005 disappearance of American teen Natalie Holloway in Aruba, pleads guilty to the murder of a 21-year-old Stephanie Flores in Lima, Peru. Flores was killed on May 30th, 2010, exactly 5 years to the day after Holloway went missing. Wow. While on a high school graduation trip to the Caribbean island. Like, she's on a graduation trip with her friends and she ends up murdered. And you know, her parents didn't want her to go there. They tried to talk her out of it. They said, nah, you know, we're going to trust her. She's going to be fine. She's a big girl. She knows what to do. Crazy, man. In May 2010, Vandersloot, who was born in the Netherlands in 1987 and raised in Dutch-speaking Aruba, was in the Peruvian capital for a poker tournament. He met Flores, a college student and daughter of a prominent Peruvian businessman, at a Lima casino. The two were seen entering Vandersloot's room at the Hotel TAC around 5 a.m. on May 30th. Approximately 4 hours later, surveillance video captured Vandersloot leaving the room alone, carrying his bags. After Flores' family reported her missing, she was found dead in the hotel room on June 2nd, beaten and with a broken neck. Her money and credit cards were missing. After Peruvian officials reviewed the hotel surveillance video, Vandersloot emerged as the prime suspect in the murder investigation. Police believed he had fled in Flores' car and later abandoned it at another part of Lima before traveling down south to Chile. On June 3rd, Vandersloot was arrested in Chile and deported to Peru soon afterward. On June 7th, the Dutchman admitted to Peruvian authorities that he had killed Flores during an argument after she used his computer without permission. Authorities suggested she might have discovered he was linked to the Natalie Holloway case. Vandersloot stated that he beat and strangled Flores, then suffocated her with his shirt. The Dutchman later retracted his confession, saying he was frightened and confused when he made it. On the day Vandersloot was arrested in South America, U.S. authorities issued a warrant for his arrest in connection with the plot to extort $250,000 from Holloway's family in exchange for revealing the location of her remains. What's some balls on this dude? Like, he done killed your daughter and he's going to try to extort money from you just to tell you where the body is? Crazy as hell. It'd be a different news story if that was my daughter. I'm just saying. Ain't no fucking way. Holloway, an 18-year-old from Mountain Brook, Alabama, was last seen leaving an Arubian bar and restaurant with Vandersloot and two of his friends in the early hours of May 30th, 2005. Her disappearance generated widespread media coverage in the United States. Despite an extensive search, Holloway's body was never found. She got ate by the sharks. It wouldn't take long at all. Vandersloot was arrested twice in Aruba in conjunction with the disappearance, but never charged. Yes, he was arrested twice. I remember they had him in the news several times, but they never could get him on it. On January 11th, 2012, Vandersloot has been behind bars in Peru since his June 2010 arrest, pleaded guilty in Lima courtroom to Flores' murder. He also confessed to robbing her. His lawyer contended that the Dutchman killed Flores due to extreme psychological trauma after being accused in Holloway's disappearance. So, hey, if they accuse you of being a killer, that just makes you want to be a killer, I guess. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? On January 13th, 2 days after his guilty plea, a three-judge panel sentenced Vandersloot to 28 years in prison and ordered him to pay $75,000 in reparation to Flores' family. One day before Vandersloot was sentenced in Peru, a judge in Birmingham, Alabama, signed an order declaring Holloway legally dead. The judge made the ruling at the request of Holloway's father so he could settle his daughter's estate. Yeah, so they can't even move forward with like life insurance or all that after death plans and all that shit until they get that stuff wrapped up, you know? Crazy. Krabby, what's going on, man? Krabby Turtle's in the house. Yeah, I'll give you some cash, man. You want to hook up a point so we can exchange this shit? Boom. Allegedly. Wow, what a fucking psycho, dude. All right, let's move on to some political mess. Y'all know Trump's going through the whole fucking deal with everybody, and I already told you what's going to happen. They're going to squeeze and pinch everybody until they end up testifying against your boy. And who was the one that was on his back the whole time, by his side the whole time? Oh, Sidney Powell talking about release the Kraken and all this bullshit. Former Trump attorney Sidney Powell strikes a deal in Georgia election case. Let's watch this madness right here. And listen to what they're going to say. They're going to say she made a deal. And in order for that deal to go through, she has to, quote unquote, honestly testify against your boy, Trump.
Breaking news in Atlanta. Lawyer Sidney Powell has pleaded guilty in a deal with prosecutors. She was charged alongside former President Donald Trump and 17 others, accused of trying to overturn the 2020 election in Georgia. She made the plea deal just a day before jury selection was to start in her trial. Powell will serve 6 years probation. She's been ordered to pay $2,700 in restitution.
6 years probation. She's got to pay $2,700 in restitution.
And she has to testify truthfully against her co-defendants.
She has to testify truthfully against her co-defendants. Now, do you think when they made that deal that they're going to say, hey, you testify truthfully as long as the truth helps prosecute Trump, unless she wants to go up there and be truthful and say, yeah, he's not guilty of any of this shit. Y'all can't stick nothing on him. Which one do you think that she's going to do? I told you, man. They're holding people up there. She never even really got arrested, but even the dude that they tried to arrest, the black guy, they were trying to hold his feet to the fire, hoping that ain't nobody going to come and bail you out, dude. You better turn on Trump. You better turn on him if you know what's good for you. Pussies, man. Straight up pussies. And what does that tell you? That she's a lawyer, a very decorated lawyer that everybody thought was going to be the savior, and she even turned on his ass. She hadn't turned on him technically yet, but she's going to have to testify against him. Yeah, it's fucking retarded, dude. It is a never-ending nightmare. Welcome to my nightmare. Let's keep this thing going. You want to talk about a fucking nightmare? There's a new Prager University documentary coming out called D-Trans. They had the trailer for it come out today. Let's watch this beast.
I'm just gonna do a little voice up. 1 month on TV. I wanted to alleviate my pain. I also didn't want to be who I was. I always just felt like there was just something wrong with me, and I was trying to figure it out, and I used the internet to help me do that.
Seemingly out of nowhere, we've suddenly seen a huge spike in media depictions and social media depictions of transgenderism. It's even reached the mainstream advertising world.
The people who are consuming this are children, 13, 14, 15 years old, and it's so easy for them to literally be groomed.
I just woke up one day, looked at myself in the mirror, and asked myself, what the heck am I doing?
When trans-identified kids are referred to specialized gender clinics, they're often told that they're going to get comprehensive, multidisciplinary mental health assessments. We know that that's not true.
I was easy to manipulate.
The ideology that has become dominant at these clinics is that trans kids know who they are, and therefore to question them is completely taboo.
My childhood was ruined. Who's there for their detransitioning? Nobody.
Nobody would help me because they had more concerns of me reversing everything.
Did this thing to alleviate this gender dysphoria that wasn't there before, but you made it into a problem, and now your body image issues are worse. That's not supposed to happen. What do we do now?
The dangers of gender-affirming care coming soon. That's going to be a good documentary, dude, because people don't want to talk about that detransitioning. I showed y'all those photos, man. It's wild, dude. It's wild. They taking advantage of kids. It's a big money thing. Social, psychological thing. So many layers involved in that whole thing. It's crazy. You want to see something else crazy? What about a dog that's not on his leash that attacks a horse and carriage?
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Stop.
I'm surprised this dog's not getting his ass handed to him. Oh, he's gonna get hurt. Oh my goodness. Jesus Christ, dude. Keep your dogs on a leash, man. Jesus Christ. Bloody hell, man. Keep your dogs on a leash. Has everybody been getting their Amazon packages on time? Because my shit's late. I think I figured out why. Oh, what the hell's going on here? Homeboy getting his special delivery. This is why your packages ain't on time. Right there. Right there. Fill it up, smooth it out. It's crazy, man. Give me 1 second here. I just want to give a shout out to all my rebels. Thank you guys for being here. Boom. Thank you guys for being here tonight. I definitely appreciate y'all. Stick around. We're going to go over to the Rumble channel here in just a few minutes. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, all that fun stuff. Follow me on all those social media platforms. Instagram, Twitter, True Social, all that fun stuff. And on the YouTubes, obviously. Shout out to the moderators, Anthony McQuaid, Atomic Tabasco, Cat F, Zeta Witchy's Cane Sword, Latina and Callie, and the beautiful Miss Sonia's Scrapbook. Best damn co-host on the internets. We got a couple more stories. I'm going to jump over to the Rumble side. I definitely appreciate you guys. Get into the crazy stuff over there. This is a crazy show. You never know what you're going to get into. Alabama woman arrested after newborn found dead in a dumpster. Let's read this madness now. This was in Decatur, Alabama. Police in Alabama arrested a woman who allegedly placed her newborn daughter's body in a dumpster at a convenience store. Police were contacted on Monday to check the well-being of 36-year-old Cindy Nicole Crow, who was believed to have recently given birth. Evidence was obtained that Crow had been pregnant as early as February 2023 and had recently given birth, but the baby was unaccounted for. On Tuesday morning, police were sent to Wally World Mini Mart, a convenience store in Decatur, after receiving information about the possibility of human remains being located in a dumpster. Upon their arrival, officers searched the dumpster and found a trash bag containing the body of a newborn stuffed in the bottom. I don't know why they continue to do this shit. They got the fire department they could take those kids to. They can take them to a hospital. They can take them to the police station. No questions asked. They even made a whole little box for you fucking idiots to put the baby into so you don't have to do nothing. Why the hell you gotta throw them in the dumpster like they ain't nothing but a piece of trash is beyond me. They cater to you motherfuckers nowadays. Make a whole little box where you could put the little baby in there so you don't have to do nothing. Have it, put it in there, you ain't got to do nothing. You're too lazy to do that. Pathetic. The body was transported to the Alabama Department of Forensic Science for an autopsy. Due to the evidence acquired over the course of the investigation, a felony warrant was obtained Wednesday for Crow for the offense of abuse of a corpse. She was taken into custody at her Decatur home. Crow was booked in the Morgan County Jail, where she's being held on a $200,000 bond. The investigation is ongoing. What a piece of trash. Bring back firing squads, please. Bring back firing squads. One second here. Yeah, did y'all see that Hochul went over to Israel when Biden went over there? They weren't together necessarily, but they went together for some reason. I have no idea what she has to do with the Israeli shit, but her dad actually died while she was over there fucking around doing dumb shit.
Thank you, Heather and Sam, for that. We begin with the latest on the Israel-Hamas war tonight. President Biden, back from his high-stakes visit to Israel, will now address the nation from the Oval Office.
President Biden says Egyptian officials will open the Rafah.
Look at him. Why does he dress like fucking Mr. Rogers today or yesterday? Did y'all see that clip? I got that clip too. Look weird as hell with that sweater on. He's got his weird little hat on right now. Not in a suit. Like, dude, what are you doing? Trying to stop peace in the Middle East? You're going to just show up looking like Mr. Rogers' neighborhood?
Crossing into Gaza in order to allow all that humanitarian aid that is stacked at the border into the region.
And as the fighting escalates, an Israeli official telling Biden the effort to dismantle Hamas inside Gaza could take years. More on that in just a bit. We want to begin with Governor Hochul, who is there. She's continuing her solidarity trip to Israel with a very heavy heart this morning. Her father, who encouraged her to make the trip, died suddenly overnight.
Eyewitness News reporter Josh Einiger live in Tel Aviv for us this morning. So, Josh, what do we know?
Well, Mike and Shirley, I can tell you, first of all, this is a trip that for any governor, for any person, would already be kind of an emotional roller coaster, whirlwind trip. For Governor Hochul, while she is here in the country comforting Israelis, turns out she's now grieving her own unexpected loss. Now, this morning, the governor did visit the western...
Yeah, so she's over here playing around with this wall and her dad died. I don't know if he was sick or whatever already, and you can't control when people die or whatever, but how would you feel? You're going halfway across the world playing in somebody else's backyard and your own father dies? Come on, man, that's crazy.
Wall in Jerusalem. That was an unscheduled stop. She placed a message with a prayer for peace in Israel, for the victims of the Hamas attack and all civilians lost as a result of it, and for her own father, 87-year-old John Courtney, who died of a brain hemorrhage in Florida last night as Hochul was making the trip here to Israel. The governor proceeded today to visit a hospital in Jerusalem. It's where she visited people injured in the Hamas attacks of October 7th. She also met with the aunt and uncle of Omer Nutra, the Plainview, Long Island native who's one of nearly 200 hostages right now being held by Hamas somewhere in Gaza. Last night we were with the governor in the hills north of Tel Aviv, where she...
Is this place really that dangerous that they can have these tours of these officials going there? Bombs dropping off left and right, terrorists out, running out, shooting people, raping people, killing people. And she's free to walk around down here? Biden's free to walk around and just be there? This shit seems crazy as hell to me.
Visited a food bank owned by a man from Washington Heights, a man who just in the last 10 days has repurposed his company's whole mission and is now feeding people displaced from the border areas in the south and the north of Israel. And they have been producing 10,000 meals every day. The governor is continuing with her schedule today. She's about to meet in the next hour with a group of American philanthropists, and she will have several more stops here in Israel before returning to...
Why is she meeting with American philanthropists in Israel?
Ben Gurion Airport for the flight home, where she will then only be able to process at that point her own sudden loss and her own grief. We will be following the...
Yep, you got to produce that sudden loss and grief. That's the only way she can do it, if she produces it. Krabby just sent me something. The Daily Wire Snow White trailer. I have no idea about this. They're making a movie, their version of Snow White. Let's watch.
Once upon a time, in time a prince would come. Once upon a time, but now that time is gone.
Dude, that was who was that? Shoot, what's her name? Krabby, you know her name. Boomhauer watches her all the time. Brett Cooper. That's funny. Are they really gonna make that, or are they just poking fun at Disney? Oh, I bet they're big mad. They're probably gonna sue him just for that trailer. How dare you? They'll sue you just for having the trailer. Brett Cooper, yes, unspecified, thank you. Boomhauer loves to watch her show. It's okay. They make it, they try to make it look really organic, like I'm just a regular guy in my house. They make it look like she's just a regular girl in her room, but she's on a studio set. Got 4 or 5 camera angles, got the editing budget, got Daily Wire budget behind her. I don't know. Some of those folks seem suspect in my opinion. But that's me. I question everything in case you didn't know. In case you didn't know. I don't trust nothing.
To breaking news overnight. A Marine was killed at Camp Lejeune in North Carolina.
And another Marine is now in custody for their potential involvement. Here's what we know so far. According to a statement from the base, authorities took a Marine into custody around 10:15 last night following an incident in one of the barracks rooms. They're calling the death a homicide. No other details about how that Marine died or the possible other suspects involved.
Boom, short little deal there. Camp Lejeune homicide. A Marine killed another Marine, obviously. What the hell's going on there? Give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Dude, it's fucking hailing outside right now. Hang on 1 second. Let me look out here. Dude, it was. Look, I don't know if you guys can even see that shit. It's so small. Pea-sized hail happening outside right now in Nashville. Crazy as hell. Wow. Dude, I thought I heard something like clicking at the door. I'm like, what the fuck is... Yeah, it's hail happening. That's crazy as hell. I thought somebody's knocking on the door. I'm like, what the fuck? Crazy. Let's check this out. Bakersfield, California. Watch this guy on the back of this train opening that cargo train car right there. That's an Amazon car on top of that thing. Maybe Amazon should stop labeling their shit. It's just putting a big old target on your product saying, hey, come and rob me, please. Crazy. Yeah, it's hailing outside right now. I think it stopped, though. It only takes a second, dude. Take you 5 minutes to get your car tore up. Be a little bit of rain left over and a whole bunch of dents. Excuse me. Let's see here. Here's another local story here. Get it to come up here. Mother accused of starving son to death talks from jail. For the first time, News 2 spoke with a Clarksville mother accused of starving her 13-year-old son to death last year. Cheyenne Maddox is charged with first-degree murder after her son, Kadarius Maddox, who suffered cerebral palsy. Yeah, here goes the video.
Nikki also has more on why she disputes an autopsy's findings.
Cheyenne Maddox is charged with first-degree murder after an autopsy found her son, 13-year-old Kadarius Maddox, who suffered from cerebral palsy, was just 35 pounds when he died.
Wow.
Cheyenne, now in the Montgomery County Jail, spoke with News 2 and shared her side of the story.
But, I'm not some monster that, the media is trying to paint me out to be.
Kadarius was Cheyenne's first of 7 children. Cheyenne says she loved him, and his death was hard to cope with.
I devoted my life to him. He taught me patience, and he was a great kid.
An autopsy report shows Kadarius died of malnutrition and rules the manner of death a suspected homicide. A year ago, Clarksville police testified they couldn't find a blender needed to process Kadarius's food in order to feed him.
I anticipated to find some kind of food processor or blender to facilitate that liquid diet.
Did you find one?
I was unable to.
But Cheyenne tells News 2 she could position food in Kadarius's mouth, so a blender wasn't always needed. She disagrees with the autopsy's findings and instead thinks he suffocated himself by accident.
I think it's from where he was wrapped up in his blanket. The allegations that are being made are false. I did not do what they said that I did to my son.
Police removed 5 other children from the family home due to the condition of the house, resulting in additional charges of child abuse and neglect. But Cheyenne says she had just moved in. At the end of the day, Cheyenne tells News 2 she thinks she will be found innocent.
It's not like I just woke up one day and decided to give up on my son. I'm just a mom who loves her kids dearly, just a mom that misses her kids, misses her son.
Now again, Cheyenne wanted to discuss her other children who she would like to see placed with relatives, but right now they are in DCS custody. DCS says they can't comment on this case specifically. However, they do look into placement options, and ultimately a judge decides where children end up. Haley.
Wow, that's crazy as hell, man. Crazy as hell. And there's a big difference between malnutrition and suffocation. And I'm pretty sure those doctors know exactly what they're talking about when they do the autopsies on these types of cases. You got to be able to prove that shit without a reasonable doubt. You know what I mean? And they know what they're doing. Last video before we jump ship over to the Rumble channel. Thank you guys for being here tonight. I really appreciate y'all. Be careful when you go to birthday parties. People act up and do weird shit. This happens to you. You'll poke your eye out. Boom. Owie. Owie. That's what it's like when you're watching this show. What's this show gonna be about? Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. Poke my damn eye out. You're not catching what's happening right there. Look, right there's the knife. Boom, right into his eyeball. Ow-wee. Ooh-wee. God dang. Everybody jump over to the Rumble channel. Rumble channel. Go, go, go. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll be back on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Until then, peace out, YouTube.
Let's get ready to ride.